Hey guys! So I recently posted a few pictures on my Instagram showing this Jumbo Bunny custom that I had painted. That custom was a commission by Art by LPS Mimi on Instagram of her mascot, and I was actually able to film the process. So this video was filmed in the time span of 2 weeks, so the lighting and the angles are a little bit all over the place, but hopefully you're able to see what the overall process was like. So let's get started. So we're starting off with a clean base. This Jumbo Bunny was previously damaged, so I already fixed her up and I cleaned her and she's ready to go. The design requires some bows, so we're going to go ahead and sculpt some using polymer clay. I'll also be using an X-Acto knife and a clay tool to help me with the sculpting process. You could always purchase a mold and just pop out bows, but I chose to hand sculpt them. I feel like it makes the custom a bit more personal. My original idea was to make a bow for each ear and then put one on the tail, but I decided not to put one on the tail. Once I attached the bows on the base, I went ahead and baked them in the oven, and I actually ended up breaking part of a bow once it was baked, but I ended up just fixing it using epoxy pudding. The epoxy pudding actually takes 24 hours to dry, so that did set me back a day, but no worries. Once it was dried, I went ahead and painted the base a white. This helps me make sure that the application process is smooth. Using that same epoxy pudding and some plastic wrap, I also ended up using some nail files and some sanding paper. I attempted to make some accessories for this jumbo pet. So essentially what I did was I wrapped the base in the plastic wrap and then I sculpted on the base, and then once that was dried, I went ahead and removed it off of the base, and that's where I went ahead and sanded down the collar to how I liked it. And once I was happy, I started painting a white base coat, and I did several coats of the white. So I put the colors aside and let them dry. That way I can go ahead and start on the base colors. So her mascot is actually based off of 1167. And I don't own that LPS rabbit, so I had to do my best and just color match it based off of photos that I found on Google and reference pictures that I was sent. But I think I did pretty good for the color matching. I was very happy. I think the colors work well with each other, and honestly that's the most important part. I then painted the eyes off camera. This eye repaint job was done by Velvet Customs. She was the one who created this design, and she has a unique style, so full credit to her. Next, it was time to start working on the bows. She had originally sent me a photo of a floral design she wanted me to do on the bows, and I did a few mock-up designs, and we ended up settling on this white bow with pink florals. So I did my best to try and match the design that she wanted, and I did eventually end up filling that white strip in the center of the bow with florals as well, and I think it was a good call. I think it really brought the design together, and I was a little bit nervous at first. I thought that this design would be a bit too much for the bows, but not at all. I think it was perfect. It balances the design perfectly, so I was very happy. The next step was to add the blush. So to do that, I went ahead and covered the eyes and the nose with masking fluid. This is to protect them and make sure none of the blush or the powder sticks to the paint that is already on there. And I like to use either chalk or actual blush for blush on customs. I don't necessarily have a preference. I think it just depends on which shade is best for the custom, but you can use either one of them. Using white acrylic paint, I then went ahead and painted the hearts on the cheeks. Once I was done with the cheeks, I went ahead and removed that masking fluid. As you can see, I did a great job protecting the eyes and the nose. This is how she looks with the blush on her cheeks and her nose. So the next step was to go ahead and seal her with a matte varnish. I like using the Liquitex matte varnish. So while the custom is drying, I went ahead and finished up the colors. I color matched these as best as I could to what the original colors look like that were made by Hasbro, and I'm actually very happy with how they turned out. Next step was to go ahead and seal them using a gloss, and I chose to do a gloss for these to kind of prevent the paint from scratching onto the base when you put them on and take them off, since collars are a bit tighter than other accessories. And while I had the gloss out, I went ahead and glossed the eyes, the nose, and the bows. And this is what the final product looks like. I am very proud of this custom. I think I matched it almost exactly to what her mascot actually looks like, and I was very happy with how the collars turned out. This was all an experiment, and I was very pleased with both collars. And here is a close-up of the diamond collar. I think this one was my favorite. This one was so fun to make. And of course the iconic heart collars. This one was also very fun. After I gloss any custom, I like to give them at least 24 hours to dry until I package them and ship them off to their new homes. So after 24 hours, I will go ahead and ship her out, and I know she will be so loved. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't all over the place for you, but let me know if you have any other questions about my process of painting. And a huge thank you to Art by LPS Mimi for trusting me with a custom of her mascot. Go ahead and check out her Instagram. She is also an amazing customizer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!